While the ANC kept its grip on most of Mpumalanga in these elections, it's had to swallow a bitter pill in Standerton and its surrounds. The party needs a coalition to govern the Lekwa municipality, but the troubled council comes with a massive utilities bill running into multi-millions. Prospective coalition partners include Civic Party, the Lekwa Community Forum, the DA, the EFF and the Freedom Front Plus. Who will work with who as its first meeting gets underway today? Well, Lindokuhle Xulu is there for us. Lindo, thanks so much for joining us. Who wants this massive albatross around their necks?
Well, Anika, that's the question really that many people have. Who wants it and who will get it? But you'd remember that those who will get this particular municipality are ones that will inherit a myriad of problems. One of them being that issue of a debt that is escalating, roads that are tarred, but there are potholes everywhere. In fact, when we spoke to one of the political parties that will be inside just a few weeks ago, they said that the way they see drunk people in this area is those that are driving straight, because those that are not drunk, those that are sane, would be trying to avoid the potholes. So those are the problems. But essentially, if I can just take you in to this particular municipality, the dynamics of it is that this is one of the 3 hung municipalities in Mpumalanga. But the interesting thing about this is that the ANC does have the majority of votes, not enough to actually constitute a majority for taking over council. So there would be a need for a coalition government. But on the other hand, you have opposition parties that in fact constitute the majority if they come together and vote with one another to oust the ANC. We've spoken to a number of political parties around here, and their objective was one, to actually get rid of the ANC, which they blame for the many problems in this particular municipality. Council is expected to sit at around 10 a.m. One of the oppositions is, of course, the Lekwa Community Forum, a community-based organization that was started by community members to try and take over from the ANC. And the issue now is the fact that will they be trusted by other political parties to actually vote for them and actually have them take over somewhat the municipality, of course, in a coalition government. So there are lots of questions that we have going into this particular council meeting, but I can tell you that at 10 a.m. we will be able to get some answers in terms of what it is that is going to be as a result. We've seen officials from the IEC that are ready to say that when there is time for voting for the mayor as well as other members here who will be part of the leadership in this particular municipality, they told us that that particular process, they are ready to undertake it. But there is one thing that is going to be at the end of the day as a result of this. If the ANC takes over, there's certainly a number of people that are going to be disappointed, particularly community members. We've been able to visit, we've been able to showcase some of their problems, one of them being sewage running in their houses, through their houses. But they are, of course, they have hope that the Lekwa Community Forum that they voted for will take over. But on the other hand, there is the ANC that might take over because it does have majority of votes in this particular area, around 40% and over 40%. But the issue becomes the effect of coalitions, whether political parties can find common ground, because we've seen a lot of them coming out and saying that we're not going to vote for this one, we're not going to vote with this one. So there are those issues that are still at play in terms of the negotiations around coalitions. But certainly it's bound to be an interesting one where there is a local community-based organization that stands to win a municipality, one of the 3 in Mpumalanga. But certainly we are looking forward to actually finding out how this day progresses as far as that particular council meeting is set to take place at 10 a.m.
Lindo, is there any acknowledgement from the parties that there needs to be cohesion and support and cooperation amongst them in order for service delivery to improve and for the legacy of this municipality that they've inherited to be fixed in some way?
Well, there is, in fact, a common word coming from political parties. First of all, they are all acknowledging, that is all political parties except the ANC, that the ANC is the one that is responsible for the deteriorated state of this particular area. But more so, there is a consensus and understanding around the fact that to oust the ANC, the other political parties, the oppositions must in fact come together to try and oust the ANC. But there are issues, of course, when it comes to coalitions. One of them being, if you look at the Democratic Alliance, they've told us in the area that in principle they would like to actually vote with the Lekwa Community Forum, but they're saying that those decisions do not come from the DA in the area, the DA in its local level. It comes from the Federal Council, and the Federal Council would then have to decide that while they are voting for a community-based organization, who are they voting with? And that would bring about other parties such as the Economic Freedom Fighters, UDM, you name them. So there is issues around whether political parties will work together. But at the end of the day, one thing that is quite positive, one thing that would certainly bring about an ease in terms of that decision is that the official opposition number 2 in this particular municipality is the Lekwa Community Forum. That, of course, is yet to prove itself. It's the first time they had stood in this particular area and they secured the number 2 position in terms of the votes of this particular area. But the issue is, will political parties be able to work together, to come together and actually oust what they all believe is a deteriorated state of a municipality by the ANC? So those are the questions we're looking to answer. We're looking to get answers from as we go into this council at around 10 a.m.
All right, Lindokuhle Xulu, keep us updated. He's in Standerton in Mpumalanga, where the first council meeting is due to be held at 10 o'clock.